Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 11, Chapter 3. Liberation from the illusory energy. Text number 23. Saravato Manaso Asangam Ado Sangam Cha Sadhusu Dayam Maitrim Prasrayam Cha Bhutesu Adha Yatochitam Saravatu Manasu Sangam Adho Sangam Chasadusu Dayam Maitrim Prasaram Cha Bhutesu Adayatuchim Saravatu Manasu Sangam Adho Sangam Chasadusu Dayam Maitrim Prasarayam Cha Bhutesu Adayatuchim Saravatu Manasu Sangam Adho Sangam Chasadusu Dayam Maitrim Prasrayam Cha Bhutesu Adayatuchim Matajis. Saravata, everywhere. Manasa, of the mind. Asangam, detachment. Ado, in the beginning. Sangam, association. Cha, end. Prasrayam, Sadhusu, were saintly persons. Dayam, mercy. Maitrim, friendship. Prasrayam, reverence. Cha, end. Bhutesu, for all living beings. Adha, thus. Jata, uchitam, as is suitable. Translation. A sincere disciple should learn to disassociate the mind from everything material and positively cultivate association with his spiritual master and other saintly devotees. He should be merciful to those in an inferior position to him. Cultivate friendship with those on equal level and meekly serve those in a higher spiritual position. Thus, he should learn to deal properly with all living beings. The purport is very, very long. So we will go through it step by step. So, there are a few things mentioned here, few things. First of all, the chapter heading is Liberation from the Illusory Energy. That is the heading. And the process of achieving this liberation from illusory energy is given in this text 23. The first item given here is Manasa Asangam. A disciple should dissociate the mind from all material things. It's the first assignment for a successful disciple. Manasa Asangam, disassociation, remove the mind from all material things. All. Sense gratification and Krishna consciousness, they are not together. They are opposite. They cannot go together. How do we do that? How do we disassociate the mind from material things? Just like this? It requires practice. Daily practice. So we have regulative principles. Regulative. The mind should be regulated. What's the process of regulating the mind? Bhagavad Gita, Lord Krishna gave a process for one who is trying to be a yogi. Yoga Aruruksho and Yoga Arudha. A neophyte practitioner, what is the means? The means is active engagement of the mind. The mind should never be given freedom. Why? Prahlad Maharaj says, Adanta Gubi Bishatam Tamishra Puna Purna Charvana Charvananam. Adanta Gubi. The mind should not be given freedom. Our situation is just like a driver on the highway. a driver. You are driving on the highway. You are going at very high speed. The road is very smooth and you're just going. And you leave the steering. My dear car, just go anywhere you like. We know where the car will take us to. Everybody knows. Right? There will be accident. You will never get to our destination. Similarly, if we give freedom to the mind, if the mind is not engaged in Christian consciousness, if we give freedom to the mind will take us back to Godhead. The mind will take us to, here Prahlad used the word adantagubi, freedom for the senses. We shouldn't give freedom to the senses. If the senses, which is the master of all the senses, is the mind. The mind should not be given freedom. So the Christian said, mana, be mindful. Be mindful means what? The mind should be engaged in serving me, Krishna. It means that the devotional service which a devotee is performing, the devotional service which a devotee is performing, the devotional service should be done with the mind. Not just with the senses. The mind should be the one engaged. If the mind is engaged, all the senses will automatically follow. Practicing how to engage the mind in Christian consciousness is our prime duty. And so many technologies have been given how to engage the mind. So many technologies. To hear about Krishna from a pure devotee. To hear about the holy name, to hear the holy name and chant the holy name of Krishna. Attentively, or trying to be attentively. Yesterday I saw a devotee in the evening class. I saw a devotee sitting in the class, and he was answering and making a phone call. I almost stopped the class. He didn't notice me yesterday. I was looking at the back. He was sitting at the back. Because he sat at the back, those who sit at the back, they are not connected. So the mind will be engaged in cell phone. Suppose I want to give you something now. Who is going to receive it? Huh? If I want to give you something now, I don't have mystic power to extend my hand to the back. So suppose I want to give you something now. Who is going to receive it of all of us sitting here? Who? Huh? Those who sit here. Those who sit here, their mind will be connected. Those who are sitting at the back, they have the costume sitting at the back. The mind will be connected outside with the cell phone. Don't allow the cell phone to take our affection from Krishna for us. The affection we have for Krishna, do not allow the cell phone to mobile it out. If the mind is not engaged. So here, we have been advised, Manasa Asangam, dissociate the mind from all material things, including cell phone. Cell phone is, according to Lord Shiva. Lord Shiva explained the 4 positive hearers of Bhagavatam and 4 negative hearers of Bhagavatam. One of them is cell phone. One of the negative hearers is cell phone. Cell phone represents wolf. Wolves make noise and distract the attention of engaging the mind in Krishna consciousness. Wolf. So this is the first thing here, engaging the mind in Krishna conscious activities. hearing about Krishna, chanting about Krishna in Bhagavad Gita, chapter 8, text 5 and 6 purport. Prabhupada said the best way for devotee to always remember Krishna is what? Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. If you chant loud, the mind will chant with us. If you chant silently, the mind will go away. That is the science. If you want the mind to chant with us, to be with us, to be engaged in Krishna consciousness, chant loud. The mind will be with us. The second item here is Aro Sangam Cha Sadhusu. Sangam Sadhusu. The word here is perfectly constructed. Just listen. It is said, positive cultivate association with spiritual master and sadhus. Positive, cultivate association with the spiritual master and sadhus. It didn't say cultivate association with guru and sadhu. He said positive. Yesterday we discussed about connection with the spiritual master. And today the verse is confirming the process. What is the meaning? Sadhu, guru and shastra, they work together. One is not enough, two is not enough, three is complete. The three must complete. Even though they are at different times, at different places, but they must correspond. This is spirituality. Positive culture of association with the guru and the spiritual master. A disciple should be connected with the spiritual master. Many devotees have no connection with the spiritual master. What is there is managerial connections. Or we do hero worship instead of guru puja. Hero worship is the person, the form you see. Guru puja is not the body we see, it's the spiritual master, the soul. So we are singing Chakshudan Dilo Jade Janme Janme Prabhu say it is not the body we are addressing. We are addressing the spiritual connection the disciple has eternally with the spiritual master. That should be cultured. How do we culture that? When the spiritual master is present, try to make the connection. And even if he's not physically present, if we have established a connection before, even if he's not physically present, you're already eternally connected. The physical absence will never have any difference in a spiritual practice. Because already it is established. How do we make the connection? You should hear about the instruction. Carry the instruction of your guru on your head. The instruction of your spiritual master should be carried on the head, meaning it should be executed. Hear about him. Speak about him. Write him a letter constantly expressing your difficulties to him. In this way, you will establish the connection. When the connection is established, you have no difficulty. Many devotees are complaining, my guru has so many disciples who have no connection with him. He's so far and very far back behind. Even if he's physically present, my senior powerful brothers and sisters, they will block me from having access. How do I connect to my guru? The science is not physical. Don't you have your mind? You don't have the mind to think of your guru? You don't have your tongue, the mind to pray to the guru, to confess, to tell him, to beg him for strength, to beg him for shelter, to beg him for protection, to thank him for everything that he's doing? That facility, everybody has it. Why can't we use it? So use it. So for a devotee who is using this, following the principle, where is the distance between you and your spiritual master? Where is the distance? The mind not engaged in Krishna consciousness is creating the distance. Therefore, the process is given to us here. The third item mentioned here in this slope. Daya Maitrim. Daya Maitrim. Jata Uchitam. Is it not? Daya means what? You should show mercy. We discussed this last night. We should be friendly with everyone. Is it not in this book? We should be friendly with everyone. Daya Maitrim. Make friendship with all living entities. Especially the devotees. The person sitting next to you is your neighbor. Anyone who is sitting close to you is your neighbor. Be friendly. Be friendly. Will you be sitting here if I'm not sitting here? Will you be sitting here now if I'm not sitting here? Huh? Will I be sitting here if you are not sitting here? I'm asking you. Will you be sitting here? Will I be sitting here if you are not sitting here? No. What does it mean? We are very, very important for each other. If you want to go back to Godhead, you should try to get this fact. That all of us sitting here is what? Very, very important for each other. Therefore, be friendly. Treat everyone kindly. Ada, Jata, Uchitam. It means a devotee, a disciple should show mercy to those who are below us. Who are those below us? The innocent people who are trying to take to Krishna consciousness. They are not our slaves. They are spirit souls, Krishna's parts and parcels. They are meant for serving Lord Krishna. Our duty is to help them make the connection. They are not our slaves. Take mercy. Show mercy. In other words, we are being instructed here, devotees should not be exploiters. This material world is maintained by exploiters. Devotees to be different from exploiters. So, proper created association of sadhus who are taking interest in supporting each other in our Krishna consciousness, not distracting anyone's attention by the message, the language of our body, our character, or our speech. Cultivate friendship with those who are on the same level with us. The opposite of that, the opposite, we just mentioned the opposite. Positive, and in the fourth canto of Bhagavatam, Narada Muni said, this is the principle for transcending the threefold miseries. The principle for transcending the threefold miseries that the Muni gave in fourth canto, and it is repeated here in the 11th canto. They spoke at different times, but they corresponded. Because it is the same thing. So we should show mercy to those who are below us, but we should not exploit them. Positive is, you should show mercy, you should cultivate them, you should help them to become encouraged in their Krishna consciousness. Negative, we should discourage them, but we shouldn't. We shouldn't discourage them. We should not. Many devotees are always complaining. The leader is not living a life of encouragement. The leaders are not living a life of encouragement. Why the leaders are not living the encouraging lifestyle? Because no bhakti for Krishna. If there is bhakti for Krishna, we will distribute bhakti to whomever we meet. There is no bhakti, we will distribute what is there. What do we have? That is what we are going to give. No bhakti, we are going to discourage everybody. If there is bhakti, we are going to encourage everybody. But that is not a duty of a devotee. Lord Sabdev warned every one of us sitting here. Lord Sabdev's warning. Do not become a leader. He is not closing the leadership position. He is not closing it. He is giving us the vision, the proper understanding that if you accept the position, don't misuse the position. Be ideal leader. Because that is a crisis in today's world. The leadership crisis. We don't have ideal leaders. Leaders who has character. Let's have devotion. But Prabhupada wanted a society that has a head. To make Brahmanas. Brahmanas are the head. This is Prabhupada's intention. The main purpose of establishing Krishna consciousness, the Society for Krishna Consciousness, is to make the head, to make Brahmanas. And our coming here is to fulfill this mission of Prabhupada, to become the head. So those who are our equals. Negative, don't be proud. Don't tell us what we have done. Hear from us what we are doing. This is friendship. Friendship means we should give chance for everybody to express their feelings without fear. I will be misjudged. and crucified for that. We should be free to share the mind, to express our feelings. That chance to be given. And to those who are our superiors, negative, we should not show envy. Positive, serve them. We should serve them. Give them service to please them so that they can help us to become successful in what we are trying to do. So the purport is speaking. Srila Madhvacharya has quoted from the Garuda Purana to demonstrate that within this universe, those who take birth as demigods, great rishis, or pious human beings are all considered santa or saintly persons. According to Bhagavad Gita, Traigunya Visaya Veda. The Varnashrama culture described in Vedic literature deals mostly with the living entities who are struggling within the three modes of nature. The Vedic literature teaches such conditioned souls that material happiness can be achieved only through pious works. In this sense, the demigods are to be considered the most pious living entities within the three modes of material nature. The rishis, or the great saintly mystics of the universe, who are able to travel at will to various planets and who cultivate mystic powers, are to be considered somewhat below the demigods. And those human beings on earth who perfectly execute the Vedic rituals are to be considered in the third or lowest category of santa or saintly persons. But a devotee of the Lord is beyond the three modes of material nature. Comments or questions? Yes, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Maharaj, for your enlightening class. I was thinking one thing, that's purport and translation describes that the devotee is compassionate towards somebody who is maybe inferior than or below him. So this comes actually, sometimes we consider that the actual devotee means one who is a sincere devotee. He thinks that he is very fallen, he is very low. And then when he has to consider that may I have to help somebody who is inferior, so now he himself is considering himself very low. How this thought crosses his mind that somebody is inferior than him and then requires some help from him.
Very good. Very good question. Thank you. Humility is different from foolishness. Prabhu, I'm too humble. I'm not qualified to do this service. That is pride. It's not humility. A devotee who is humble and sees himself or herself to be truly humble is bold and submissive. That's humility. He's bold because he can say what is right at all time to anybody without fear, but no pride. He's bold. He's submissive because although he's humble, if he's given a service, he will sincerely do it. So even a devotee can say, yes, I am very, very low. Then we have been given service. The Guru said, go and preach. So we should go and do it. That is a person who sees himself like a menial servant. He was under the instruction of the spiritual master. The Guru said, preach, do Sankirtan. You take the book and go and do it without qualification. Our qualification is the order of the spiritual master given to us. And that shows that we are actually humble. It shows that we are truly humble, that we can accept the order on our head by executing it. All right? Does it make sense? All right. Thank you. Yesterday we were discussing about loving oneself first. How to forgive ourselves when we make mistake, especially when we go ahead when our fault has been revealed. How do we forgive ourselves when we have discovered we have made a mistake? Mistake is not bad. Mistake is not bad because by mistake we can learn. It is bad only if we don't learn and we become too humble that we condemn ourselves for life. Then it is bad. So even though we have made a mistake, or we have discovered we have made a mistake, we should beg for forgiveness, and we should also forgive ourselves. Because if we don't practice forgiving ourselves, we will not also forgive others. And if you don't practice how to forgive others people, we can never be able to control our anger. To control anger, we have to learn how to forgive. So we should forgive ourselves by learning from the mistake we have made. We should learn. Okay, I have made this mistake. I will not repeat it again. So we pray and beg for the forgiveness. Then we forgive ourselves. If you don't forgive ourselves, we will not be able to overcome the fault of always making mistakes. So we have to forgive ourselves. Then we can have the strength to overcome the difficulty of making offenses.
Hare Krishna, Maharaj. Thank you very much for enlightening about the mind, Maharaj. My question is that yesterday you were telling in Kunjabihari Mandir that the first meeting with His Holiness Bhaktitirtha Swami Maharaj and the last, the enthusiasm was constantly increasing. That's what you were deeply inspired to see. So when it comes to our life, we may get inspired by seeing different devotees who are representatives of spiritual master. And we may get inspired in initial days, but as we spend some time, 5 years, 10 years, that inspiration may not be there. So, how do we, like you said, managerial relationships and all. So how do we constantly be inspired by spiritual master, at the same time, have proper conduct with others when there is not much genuine inspiration from heart? Because it happens, as many of us spend more years, the same inspiration which we were deriving from someone is practically reduced or not there. So how do we deal wonderfully in this situation?
In the beginning, we have a God brother or God sister who is inspiring us. So we feel enlivened and enthused to continue our Christian consciousness. In due course of time, we don't see such a level of encouragement from the seniors. So what to do? There is a saying, a true saying. If one road is closed, there are many, many, many more other roads waiting for you. Many. Yesterday I mentioned there is no one of us sitting here that is alone. Nobody sitting here is alone. There are many helpers Krishna has arranged for us. Many. So if we are sincere and serious in our Krishna consciousness, Krishna will show us the next person. If you finish in a class, don't you go to the next class? Huh? If you finish one class, you have to go to the next class. Is it not? There's always a promotion. There is no end to advancement in Krishna consciousness. So if this person is not performing again like before, due to either the fault is coming from me or it's coming from the person. But get another person who is encouraging. There must always be somebody there who is standing ahead that we can see and follow. Always. There's always arrangement made by Krishna for all of us. No one is alone. There's no one that is alone. So if you don't see, we're not getting from this person, get from another person who is encouraging. It doesn't have to be just the devotee in your temple. What are the devotees in other temples? There are many devotees everywhere. What are they for? They are there for us. Take advantage of whatever you can see, whatever good thing you can see in other people that are encouraging our Krishna cause. Take, it doesn't matter from where it is coming. Take it if it is good. This is the advice from those who are civilized. Chanyaka Pandit. If we see gold in the hands of a Sudra, is it a Sudra gold? Huh? Is that Sudra gold? It is gold. Take it. If you see a qualified girl with a Sudra, marry her immediately. Provided qualification is there. Get her immediately. And Rupa Goswami said, he said, although I am not qualified to write this book, because Lord Shiva has given me order to write this book, I will write it anyway. Because even though this book is coming from unqualified person like me, what's the problem? Because if a Shudra light a fire, it will not burn. Only Brahmana would light the fire that would burn. Fire is fire. So get it. Light the fire, that is all. You get it. you get your food cooked or you get your sacrifice done. Fire is fire, not the Sudra fire. It is fire. It will act as fire. So if you're not getting it from here, get it there. It's always available.
Hare Krishna Maharaj, here.
Okay, Hare Krishna.
Maharaj, you said that one who is sitting beside us is our neighbor. So we should always behave properly and love him.
Yes.
And we should see him like a soul,
Yes.
part and parcel of Krishna. But we from our side, we would be behaving very nicely with him. But what if he is not behaving nicely?
Your own business is to behave nicely with the person. That is your business. So be focused on your own business. Let that person do his own. If he doesn't do his own, that is his problem. It's not your problem. Your problem is do your own. Because you are going to give account of what you have done, not what he is doing. The account of what you are doing, you are going to give. So do your own. What if everyone is not nice to us? Still, should we treat others nicely? Yes. How did Prahlad Maharaj treated Hiranyakasipu? Prahlad Maharaj, how did he treat Hiranyakasipu? Huh? How did Prahlad Maharaj treated his father? Not because he's his father. Huh? He respected him. And the blessing the Supreme Lord, the Nrsimha gave to him, he said, don't give it to me. I don't need it because I already have you. Give it to this sinful person. So, we should treat the person. How did Haridas Thakur treated the Qazi and the Nawab? Haridas, how did he treat them? Haridas Thakur. Right? We hear about these personalities, so it is story. Is that what we think? This is what we're thinking? 5,000 years ago, Haridas, that's all. Is that all? They have to do with us. That is why yesterday put everything down for us. We have to follow the same process. If it is the same place we are going, we have to follow the same process. What they have experienced, don't think that you're not going to face it. Our karma is not so special than them. So we're going to experience it. Therefore, they are our leaders. And Krishna put them in the front to show us, so that when it is our turn, we will know how to behave to pass the exam. If they are not there, we will not be able to pass the exam. So to help us pass the exam, Krishna, a perfect teacher, made the perfect arrangement for us by using all his perfect devotees to show us the perfect way. And we have to follow that way. While doing japa, my mind becomes a watchdog, always looking here and there. How can I become attentive? We already mentioned the reason why the mind is going away is that your chanting is meaningless to the mind. Your chanting is not attracting the mind. So the mind is looking for something which is stronger that can attract. That's the meaning. So what to do to make the mind stay with us? Shout at the mind, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. The mind, sorry. The mind will be with us. Chant loud. The mind will be forced to hear. The one thing. Second thing. Jat Bharat taught the process in 5th canto Bhagavatam, and Burijan Prabhu also quoted the same thing in his book, the Japa book we are reading. He quoted the same thing. It's from 5th canto Bhagavatam. Neglect the mind. Do what? Neglect the mind. Disobey the mind. By not giving attention to the mind. Disobey, neglect the mind. Instead of giving importance to the mind, just give importance to the holy name. And the mind will leave you. Third point. Please, always beg. Always beg. We should always pray and always beg for strength to chant. We should beg the mercy, the holy name. We should beg the spiritual master. So there is prayer to pray before japa. The prayer to pray during japa. There is prayer to pray after japa, begging for forgiveness. The 3 mantras are there. Our immediate authority lies to speak more and hear less. He doesn't follow what he speaks. He is subject for suggestion. Misjudgment, our suggestion. Okay. Number 1. Likes him, okay, so should I do what? Okay, so what should we do? What should we do? He likes to speak and hear less. He doesn't follow what he speaks. Hypocrite. This is hypocrite. Speaking more than hearing means there's a lot of frustration in the mind. Therefore, to cover that frustration, is speaking more and more without hearing. So he's not a leader. A leader should hear more and speak less. He's a leader. So what should we do? He is not a leader. So we should not hear from the person. Hear from someone else who can guide you properly in Krishna consciousness. Most of us only get a Vani association of spiritual master. We generally become attached to a representative or spiritual master and can see his sacrifice. Could you please elaborate on how to develop relationship with the Guru? We have already answered this. We already mentioned what to do about this. Parents are not devotees, are not favorable by emotional pressure and material attachment. Fear, they're trying to pull us back. Should I be attached? Should I be detached and just pray for them. What should I do? Yes, we should be detached and we should pray for them. We should pray, Christians should touch their heart and make them devotees. Or better still, you should become yourself a serious devotee and your devotion will help them. To become a devotee, even as neophyte, see that Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur Prabhupada said, it will liberate 3 generations of our family. Just to be a neophyte, 3 generations. And Krishna will take care of them. So it's better for us to become a devotee and Krishna will take care of them. No, who knows 3 generations of his or her family? Who knows? But Krishna knows all. So he will take care. In spiritual relationships, one loves all others, seeing them as devotees, as servants of Krishna. Do they have special relationship with some devotees, even on this platform? Or are all relationships equal? All relationships are not equal. Just like we just mentioned, there are 3 levels here. 3 levels of relationship here. We should learn how to relate with a junior by helping them. We should learn how to relate with them. We should learn how to relate with those who are our equals. And we should learn how to relate with those who are our seniors. Our seniors, we should not treat them like equals. We shouldn't treat them like our juniors. We should treat them with a high respect. We should have the respect for them. We should serve them. So relationships are not the same. A relationship is based on the quality of that person. And since we may not have the power to know exactly what is the level of a devotee, please just treat everyone nicely. Thank you for the class. My question is, you said we have to engage our mind in devotional service. When I do particular service for many times, then it becomes mechanical. Means there is no presence of mind, or mind is not absorbed. However, initially we are absorbed. So why has the mind changed? We have become familiar with the service, with Krishna and devotees, and familiarity is now breaking our absorption in Krishna consciousness because we are taking things casually. So Rupa Goswami mentioned in Nature of Devotion that pure devotional service put immediate. It destroys all miseries immediately. So when we come to Krishna with the fire of material energy burning us, we come with enthusiasm, want to become a devotee in 2 days. After devotional service put out that fire, we become complacent. So this is a situation of complacency. So we should not become complacent. We should rather be more purified, because by practicing Krishna consciousness, we should become purified and purified and purified. The advancements we'll be making. We should be making advancement. Because if we don't make advancement, we will become envious of those who are making advancement. And envy is violence. Yesterday you mentioned that bhakti means direct connection with Krishna. But we also learn that we cannot serve Krishna directly, but we have to be with his servant of servant of servant. How to reconcile these 2 things? If we do our sadhana bhakti very nicely, we will be promoted to raga bhakti, and from raga bhakti we will be promoted to prema bhakti. At that time, you will see Krishna face to face. So no contradiction. You will see Krishna face to face. Yesterday's class, you told that Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakura told that one Pujari, not Bhaktisiddhanta, is Srila Bhakti, not Thakura. So one Pujari became a ghost. So what made Pujari to become a ghost? Because the Pujari is not serving deity as Krishna. The Pujari is serving deity as idol. He doesn't believe. In Bhagavad Gita, chapter 9, text 12, purport, right from the beginning, Srila Prabhupada said, there are so many devotees in this movement who follow Krishna. They don't believe Krishna is the Supreme God. And Prabhupada didn't say there are so many demons in the movement who don't believe in Krishna. He said there are many devotees in Krishna consciousness who does not believe Krishna is the Supreme God. Many devotees. So when such a person is worshipping deity, what is he doing? I'm doing idol. Just like Mayavadis, they also worship deities. What is their worshipping? What is their mind in worshipping deity? This is just the means. The deity is the means. When it becomes perfect, when it becomes Brahman, then this deity is zero. So we should not have the same mentality. A deity is not marble. Deity is not stone or wood. It is directly Krishna. My question is how to overcome conditioning of the mind to commit same sinful action again, and even after trying to overcome the tendency, it doesn't go. When we commit mistakes or make offenses, we should beg for forgiveness. Begging for forgiveness is just one part of it. It's not complete. The complete part of begging for offenses to transcend all our mistakes is to obtain the mercy of the person we offend. We simply beg for forgiveness, we will repeat it again and again. If we obtain the mercy of the person, we will have the strength to overcome it. I am not socially good in mixing with devotees, satisfied with devotion and sadhana. People judge me as lonely. What should I do? Should I change my nature? What is mixing with devotee? Association doesn't really mean mixing. Association is required if you want to make advancement in Krishna. Association is required. So if we are not associating with devotees nicely, we will not be able to make advancement because we need devotees to help us make advancement. Therefore, we should try to change. For oneself, we should be caring and tolerant, but what should be our response when we are representing a society of parampara? For oneself, we should be caring and tolerant. The same approach, caring and tolerant towards the representatives. The same thing. Please instruct and suggest point for how to remain in Brahmachari ashram, lifelong serving Srila Prabhupada mission, and not leave. Brahmachari should be simple. Brahmachari should not keep money. Should be simple, should be clean, very honest, and depending on the authority, you will be transformed and take the sadhana very, very strictly. Don't be in a class and be answering phone calls or making phone calls. You should hear attentively and try to follow. Try to do service for other devotees. I had anyway, the devotees asking the question. Please eat nicely. You should eat nicely. Eat nicely. When you become mature, then you can reduce your eating. I'm not initiated, so how can I decide when should I take initiation so that I can be loyal to him lifelong? I'm not initiated, so how can I decide whom should I take initiation? You pray to Krishna, ask Krishna to show you whom you should accept as a spiritual master. So Krishna will show you how to overcome lust and repeatedly attacked by lust. Yesterday we discussed a lot about this. We discussed a lot about to overcome lust. If you want to overcome lust, you should develop love for Krishna. That is the opposite. You have to develop love for Krishna. When your love for Krishna is fully developed, lust will go away. But how do we do that? The process is how to do we discussed yesterday. Beginning from caring for everyone. We should start liking other people, beginning from ourselves. We should love ourselves by keeping the four requisite principles. This is liking ourselves. And chanting 16 rounds, attend all programs here attentively. This is liking ourselves. If you do this, means we love ourselves. Then we can love other people. Then we can go to Krishna. So it has a beginning. My question is, when we are doing chanting, someone comes to us and talk with us about seva, or sometimes not much important talk. Please, doing management in the class is also wolf. And a person who is talking with you in japa is also wolf, because he's disturbing you from chanting. So, someone is coming to talk nonsense things while you are doing japa. Don't listen, just keep chanting. You should be stubborn. Hare Krishna. Stubborn can be used in Krishna consciousness. Be stubborn. Don't give chance to unnecessary thoughts to come to you during japa. That is stubbornness. That is stubborn. Be stubborn. Don't accept. Don't keep the person away, just keep chanting, that's all. If he doesn't listen, he will go away and give you a chance. If we don't have access to the people to whom we have committed offense and physical harm, how can we obtain their mercy? Then you should pray, and today is a courtesy, do not eat anything or drink water. Just simply chant and beg for forgiveness for the people we know and the people we don't know. Simply chant and hear. That's activity for today. Hare Krishna. Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai. Srila Prabhupada ki jai.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Maharaj, for such a wonderful class. Let us thank His Holiness Bhakti Dheeraj Damodar Swami Maharaj for his nice class by chanting Hari Bol loudly 3 times. Hari Bol! Hari Bol! Hari Bol! महाराज का स्पिरिचुअल कनेक्शन ये बुक लिखा हुआ है. ये बुक राइट साइड में लिफ्ट के बाजू में एक स्टॉल है, वहां पे उपलब्ध है. आज अगर आप ये बुक लेते हैं तो महाराज उसके ऊपर खुद का हस्ताक्षर करके आपको दे सकते हैं. आज शाम को 7 से 8 बजे गोलोक में A201 नित्य सेवा प्रभु के घर पे आज महाराज का क्लास है. और कल का और परसों मतलब मंडे एंड ट्यूसडे श्रीमद् भागवतम क्लास महाराज द्वारा दी जाएंगी. आज का 11:30 बजे मराठी भागवत गीता क्लास हिज ग्रेस अहोबिलम नरसिंह प्रभु देंगे. आज पवित्रोपान एकादशी है और उसका पारना समय कल सुबह 6:15 बजे से 10:31 तक है. आज से राधा गोविंद झूलन यात्रा शुरू हो रही है शाम को 6 से 8 बजे तक मंदिर में. 15 अगस्त आने वाला 15 अगस्त को बलराम जयंती है. दोपहर 12 बजे तक फास्टिंग है. इसका प्रोग्राम कुछ इस तरह है. 7:30 बजे दर्शन होगा. 8 से 10 बजे तक भागवतम क्लास होगा. 10:30 से 11:30 बजे तक अभिषेक होगा. 11:30 से 12:30 बजे तक फेस्टिवल क्लास होगा और 12:30 बजे आरती होगी और उसके बाद सबके लिए प्रसाद होगा. सोलह अगस्त से 24 अगस्त तक एक स्पेशल भागवतम क्लास का लेक्चर सीरीज होगा. श्री कृष्ण लीला कथामृतम ये टॉपिक होगा और इसका डिटेल शेड्यूल नोटिस बोर्ड पे लगाया जाएगा. और 16 अगस्त से चातुर्मास्य का दूसरा महीना शुरू हो रहा है और ये महीने में दही वर्ज है. और ये लास्ट वाला अनाउंसमेंट है जन्माष्टमी कल्चरल प्रोग्राम की ओर से. ये प्रोग्राम 10 दिन तक चलने वाला है. 16 अगस्त से 25 अगस्त तक 4:30 बजे से शाम को 4:30 बजे से 8:30 बजे तक. और ये सब दिन टेम्पल हॉल में होगा. सिर्फ 23 और 24 2 दिन टेम्पल हॉल में नहीं होगा. ये भक्ति वेदांत हॉल में होगा 23 और 24 अगस्त को. और बाकी के दिन 4:30 से 8:30 बजे तक 16 से 24 अगस्त टेम्पल हॉल में होगा. बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद. हरे कृष्णा.